This is the GoRuck GR2 Dyneema. GoRuck is known for making some pretty durable, long-lasting bags. This one fits the bill. But the real question is, does the bill fit you? Hey, what's going on YouTube? MarineX back at it again. So we're back for another one. This is the GoRuck GR2 Dyneema. And a lot of times people ask me, I just like to kind of give people like my bottom line up front, the bluff. And let's just start off with my recommendation. This bag is $585. So I'm going to answer the question on whether or not this bag is for you from two different aspects. I'm going to answer the question as MarineX in my recommendation, because most of the people that are watching this video are already into EDC, already own some bags, already have like a small arsenal, or you're kind of like GoRuck curious and you're checking this out. And I'm going to answer that question as Uncle X for my recommendation. And I'll give you both answers overall. Comment down below as I get to those recommendations. Are you with Uncle X or with MarineX? This is $585. Before I get to my recommendations, we gotta give you a dose of affordability with today's video sponsor, VAR Adventures, in their fantastic line of watches. Specifically, I want to talk about the S3 field watch. This thing has a 100-meter water resistance, a screw down crown, so you can go into water with absolutely no worries about any water seeping into the actual watch itself. Sapphire crystal on the front, which is virtually scratch proof, which I can attest to because I have other watches that don't quite fit the bill. Two straps come with every single watch order, and I'm a big fan of the fact that the S3 Field White is a classic field watch design. It's legible, easy to wear, comes in a 36 millimeter, which is my favorite sizing, or 40 millimeter. S3 Field White, VAR watches overall. Listen, I've done almost 500 videos on this channel. I have had 3 video sponsors, not because of a lack of trying, because I want a service or a product that I actually use and I can recommend. VAR and their line of watches are fantastic. This newest watch that I received from VAR is a banger. Check the links in the description for the best pricing, any available discounts, and go check out maybe getting yours today. And if you're interested in possibly winning this watch, stay tuned to the end of this video and I'll give you some details on that as well. Now, the GoRuck GR2 Dyneema, first as MarineX, then as Uncle X. So from the perspective of MarineX, should you buy this bag if you already have an EDC bag? If your bag currently does 80% of what you need it to do, then absolutely not. This is not an upgrade path for you. I don't even know what upgrade path means. I guess you're trying to chase that other 20%. If all you need is a lightweight bag to take to work, pack snacks to go to the park on the weekend, go to the museum, go to coffee shops, generally just have it as an EDC bag, this is not for you. This costs entirely too much. I always recommend for people to buy stuff in EDC for what they're currently doing in their lives, not what they plan to do in their lives. So for me, I need a bag to be a diaper bag, an EDC bag, travel bag, work bag, ruck bag, get home bag, bug out bag, a lot of different stuff, but you may not need all that stuff. So if you don't currently have kids, if you're not currently rucking, if you're not currently doing those things, don't buy a bag for what you plan to do in the future. You're about to pop out a kid. You're like, oh, this might be great for an EDC bag plus a diaper bag. Don't do that. If you plan on rucking in the future, you're thinking about getting this bag, don't do that. If you're not currently doing it, I don't recommend you buy something that you're not currently doing. Case in point, I bought all sorts of bags for diaper bags. I have 5 kids, and my most dependable bags by far for diaper bags are sling bags. And I've spent all sorts of money on bags I did not need. So as MarineX, if you have a bag that's doing 80% of what you need, this bag is not for you. But I will explain why this might be for you. So stick around to get all the specs after I tell you about it from the perspective of Uncle X. As the perspective of Uncle X, can I recommend this bag? I gotta switch sides because we're going from MarineX to Uncle X. As a perspective of Uncle X, can I recommend this bag? Hell yeah. Listen, you have one life to live. For me, EDC, prep, man cave, survival, a lot of it is essential, but a lot of it is hobby as well. In a number of years, I'm 38, in a number of years, this type of stuff is gonna fade away. I'm gonna kind of be stuck into a specific lifestyle. Maybe I'll be stuck in a specific budget or a specific income. This may not be in grasp for me, but if I'm able to get this now, if the materials matter to you and if they matter to me, then this might be for you. Case in point, I bought an $80 vinyl record player from Walmart years ago. It got the job done, played records, but I eventually ended up getting a $256 record player because I wanted the more auto stop features, better preamps to send to my actual monitors. It actually had better, it was more aesthetically pleasing. Like that type of stuff is important to me. If that's important to you, this might be something that you're looking for as well. I don't want a bag that fails on me specifically if I'm 8 miles away from my house and I'm rucking. This bag's not gonna fail on me if I'm 8 miles away from my house and I'm rucking. Solo travel is important to me. I've been to Belize by myself. I've been to the Canary Islands. I've been to Europe. I've been to different parts of the country, and I have been to South America. There's no way I'm going to be 20 miles from a hotel on some weird bus and my bag strap fails on me. This bag is not going to do that. Now, these are obviously my opinions. There's going to be one of you in the comments to say, well, I was on Reddit, and this one guy, he one time, okay, Todd, I got you. But for everyone else, I'm telling you from my experience, if that type of stuff is important to you, $585 is nothing to ensure that when you're in Patagonia, when you are in Belize, when you are in Colombia, when you're wherever, your bag will not fail on you. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you're already into EDC, you're into rucking, you're into just high quality stuff, or you're into budget stuff and you're thinking about upgrading. Why not do it? Okay, you don't go to work every day to not buy new stuff. Of course, I know you may save for your Roth IRAs, and you may save for a rainy day, saving for a house. But ultimately, we make money to buy things that are important to us, whether that's paying for bills or buying diapers or getting something like this. So as Uncle X, I would say, go for it. You got one life to live, go for it and dive deep into this. Don't use the practical mind. Use the mind that brings you joy. How many times have you had a bag on your back and you tightened the straps entirely too tight and it completely snapped on you? This bag's not going to do that. How many times have you been wearing a bag and you felt like it would just shift all over or the straps themselves would loosen up on you? This bag is not going to do that. How many times have you overly stuffed a bag and tried to zip the zippers and the zippers have come off track and it's self-correcting, the zippers are gonna fix themselves? I have yet to have this bag, any of these YKK zippers, come off the track or bust, and I've stuffed it like a burrito. How many times have you tripped over your bag in the dead of night, in the dark, in your man cave or whatever, and it ripped? This bag is not going to do that. So if you're coming at this perspective as Uncle X, then this is the bag for you. I don't know, maybe you're curious to know about Dyneema and all the perspectives of it. We'll get to that, but those are my recommendations. As Marine X, and you have a bag that's doing 80% of what you need to do, this bag's not for you. As Uncle X, and the time that I've had with this bag so far, this bag is scissor worthy. Okay, if you know what that means, put in the comments down below. The biggest reason I would say for Uncle X why this is a easy recommendation is because GoRuck will fix this bag regardless if the rip, tears, or slashes are your fault. They're just gonna call you an idiot and then they're gonna fix it. So they have this like just no frill, easy guarantee. And I like that type of stuff. So for me personally, I need a bag that currently can be a diaper bag, as mentioned earlier, rucking, travel, going to work, EDC, a bike bag, a gym bag, a get home bag, and a bug out bag. Now this bag can't be both a bug out and a get home bag because those bags sit in the stationary area. But everything else I just listed, this bag can do everything. It can be your gym bag, travel bag. I have traveled to several states with this thing. It easily fits in the seat underneath the seat in front of you near your feet. So just in case there's no more overhead bin space. This thing is 26 liters. This is the GR2 Dyneema. Now the GR1 and the GR2 are the same height when they come to the 21 and the 26 liter. Once you go to 34, then the height grows. The only difference between the GR1 and the GR2 is the 26 liter on this has an extra compartment right here. So the GR1 doesn't have that extra compartment. That's why they can keep the height the same and it's just gonna be further out on your bag. Now I'm gonna throw the specs up on the screen because I'm not a spec reader, and you've probably been to the website and there's some things that you may like about it overall, but there's some things that I wanna highlight about this bag that I think are very, very curious and something that you might wanna know about. Dyneema is strong AF. It's 15 times stronger than steel and has 5 times the tear resistance of its main competitor, Kevlar. What does all that mean? Flagship specs. I'm loving the way this thing is built. I never knew what a Dyneema was until I got my hands on this bag. I also like the word Dyneema. That's why I keep stressing it like that. The straps themselves are stupidly padded. This isn't just for the Dyneema. This is for all the GoRuck, whether 500, 1000D, whatever. Stupid amount of padding on this thing. The YKK zippers are humongous. The actual pull tabs for the YKK zippers are easy to get to. You can see here, they all have like this little wrapping around them, like the heat shrink, whatever they call this trash, on the zippers themselves. Interior has tons of storage. This bag is 2.8 pounds when it's completely empty. That's kind of heavy, I will admit to that. But overall, it opens up flat completely, complete clamshell opening. So if you're worried about that, you're going to be in luck because it does that. If you're a fan of organization, you're going to like the outer pockets and storage areas because there are a ton. At first, I was overwhelmed by the number of pockets, but now I've figured this bag out to the point where it stands up on its own. I know where I want stuff, EDC or travel or work or whatever. I know where to put stuff and I'm good to go. If you buy this bag and you think it feels rigid, you gotta cycle it. You need to wear it. That's the easiest way to break this thing in. Now, I don't want to void any manufacturer warranties, but I'm gonna tell you how I broke it in. I wore it, I rucked it, I took a shower with it. That helps loosen it up as well. And generally, I just used it as often as possible. In the easiest scenarios, as a bike kit for my e-bikes, there's no reason why I couldn't just put my little bike kit on my bike and just take it with me. I threw it in the bag. Use it as a diaper bag, whatever, it does break in. Now underneath here, instead of Dyneema, it's actually like a 200D Cordura on the actual inside and on the back padding itself, which I think is more reasonable because Dyneema might be a little bit rough to be on your back and actually on top of your shoulders as well. Let's talk about some things I wish I knew before I acquired this bag. And I'm not gonna say things I don't like. I'm phrasing this, things I wish I knew before acquiring the bag. I reached out to GoRuck for the bag. GoRuck sent me the bag. I did not know the pricing was $585. And I did not know that even at that price point, it's actually kind of competitive. So Dispatch makes a bag that's in Dyneema. The Menace 2.0 is a bag that's in Dyneema, as well as the Wanderer Dyneema. So there's a few competitors. They're all around the same price point. The driving factor of this is USA made, USA facility, USA employees, USA materials, Dyneema, Dyneema, Dyneema. The fact that I'm able to tell you that this pricing is fair and reasonable because of its competitors. Fair and reasonable means that under market conditions, is the pricing for this bag fair and reasonable? The answer is yes. Because if you look at their competitors, they're all charging around the same amount and all of them aren't made in America. So for me personally, you really can't compare this to a JanSport, a bag that's made of polyester, a bag that's made of 500D. That's not a good comparison. Another thing I wish I would have known before acquiring the bag is that it was kind of served to me on a trash can lid. So what does that mean? You ever got something that's just like a delicious quality and they bring it out to you on a trash can lid? I mean, it's still great quality, but they served it to you on a trash can lid. This is that bag. I got it in, it was just in a plastic bag. I've had bags from TomTok, from Vertex, from other companies that come in with a little bit more sparaz for half the price. So, I mean, listen, for me, you only get to unbox these things one time. So I kind of wish the unboxing experience would have been a little bit better. Another thing I wish I would have knew about this bag is how dark it is on the inside, because it does have a little bit of a contrasting color, but it is not as light as some of their competitors. The Menace 2.0 has a Dyneema bag, which has a hyper orange interior. Now you may be tired of these hyper blue and orange interiors, but I'm not. So there is enough contrast in here to see, you know, inside the bag, but it could be a little bit better if they would just present it a little bit more. That's something I wish I would have known as well. One thing that I thought was a little ridiculous for this price point, you get no chest strap. You have chest points, you have areas to put a chest strap, but you don't get a chest strap. That's an extra charge from GoRuck. To be fair, I've rucked this bag, and actually, you don't really need a chest strap. I don't know what they did to these straps to just make them kind of stay in place for the weight to stay distributed. But if you just feel comfortable with a sternum strap or a chest strap, this doesn't include that, and that's something that you want to take note of as well. It also doesn't have quick release straps, which a lot of my rucking bags do. This does mean that it's a less of a failure point, less likely that something can break, especially under heavy load, but it is kind of nice to get to a destination and just snap the bag off and let it fall to the ground. You're not going to be doing that with this. As well as there is no cord keep. There's no way to clean up these cords. You normally can wrap it up and there's some type of cord keep or something to hold on to it. That's not included on this, so you will have straps kind of just all over the place. Very, very small thing, but I wish I knew about that as well. Next, it's loud. Imagine your X-Pack, your favorite X-Pack bag, and imagine that staying that same volume forever, because X-Pack slowly but surely kind of quiets down as you break it in. This bag's fully broken in, and it's still loud, so it is loud. And finally, the color's already starting to get a little bit off. Now, maybe I was a little too rough to it, but right there in the center, you can see a little like contrasting mark there where I've chipped off some of the paint. I don't know what happened exactly, but you know, that's something to think about. I've had the bag for a couple of months. I've used it for probably 30 miles of rucking and EDC for all sorts of stuff. It's been on 2 trips. It has been in different aircraft bins and stuff like that, so I'll give it some deference for that. Let's talk about some stuff I do like. Let's get our glaze on for a little bit. First off, for regular everyday activities, whether you're doing scum activities or you're just doing normal dad duties or whatever, this thing is goated. It can do everything. It can handle anything that you throw at it. It can take heavy loads. I oftentimes will put a 25-pound ruck plate in here or a 25-pound actually level 3 armor plate in here, plus other stuff. It doesn't feel heavy. It just feels great on the back. Like, it is just a fantastic load, a fantastic thing that you can wear for rucking, for travel, for everything. It is just so great. I like it. I also like the fact that this is a USA company. I don't think every single one of their bags are still made in the USA. Comment down below and let me know if they started making a few bags overseas, but the majority of their bags are made in the USA. It's also started by a vet. That's some bonus points for me. And I thought I was not going to like the fact that the back doesn't have like kind of like more ridges for airflow. But you know what? When I'm rucking, it doesn't matter if I have airflow or not. I'm gonna get sweaty. I like the fact that this is so flat back here because you can clean this bag so incredibly easy. Warm soap and dishwater, and you can just wipe this thing down after you've been sweating like Kunta Kinte, and it just easily wipes down with no issues whatsoever. I like little stuff like that. It feels waterproof. I don't know the waterproof rating for Dyneema, but I've worn it in the rain. I've stood in the rain literally watching sports, watching whatever, and I had no just qualms about anything getting wet. It doesn't have AquaGuard zippers, but it does have these flaps over every single zipper pull and zipper area so that when you're actually using this, it does give that little protection for rain. So that might be something that you care about. Now, this being the Dyneema version, it does have an extra pocket that comes in the bag up here, and the regular GR2s don't come with the extra pocket. Normally up there, I'll just keep a set of headphones. Sometimes I'll even put like sunglasses up there. The strap itself is super goated. Like, it's so sewn in well, which they know they have to do, mainly because, I mean, this bag is designed to hold 40, 50, 60 pounds of weight. They don't want this thing failing on you. Now, we're jumping into specifications now. We talked about what I like about it. We do have this front pocket here, which I normally just keep like an iPad inside, but this pocket is easily, the space in this pocket is easily taken away from the space that you put on the inside of this bag. So I don't put anything super bulky in this front pocket because it just kind of goes away very, very quick. It does have this little loop panel on the front. It comes with a GoRuck black American flag. I actually like it. It comes with a black American flag. It looks really dope. But I took it off and put on my own little thing on there as well. So we dive into this. So first off, I like here with the bag itself, they all open full clamshell. But if you want, imagine you're sitting in an airport, which I've done. You don't want the whole bag flopping open. You can literally just open it a little bit and expose your items and still get to what you need. You can leave something in this zipper pocket, which I would do quite often, or you can put something in there, but it doesn't just flop open because these zippers are so massive. I don't know if these are like number 5 or number 8 YKK zippers, but they're so massive they hold themselves all along the track. As long as you don't have anything too heavy in this front area, you're going to be good to go. So you have dueling pockets at the very top, meaning if you put something in this pocket, it duels with that pocket. So think about that as you decide to load this thing out. So normally in this pocket, I would normally just keep something simple. I have my wired earbuds in here, which I like to use whenever I get to a more static location or with my iPod or whatever. So we'll open this all the way up to see kind of the full kit and caboodle. And as you see, we come in here, you get that full opening. In here, I got my tech kit. This is a Tom Talk tech kit. I've done a full video about everything that's in my tech kit, but it fits in there nice and comfy. Then it exposes this mesh area, and it's another dueling mesh area type of area. So you have this mesh here, and then right in front of it is another mesh area, but the zippers are on opposite sides. I think that's pretty smart because you can access this while it's in that half clamshell mode. Now, I just tend to not put anything in this mesh area unless I'm traveling, because I don't want this front flap to weigh too much. But you can put stuff in there if you want to. But just this is where I say you got tons of organization options. In here are items I don't need to get to very often. A bandana, just in case I need to wipe sweat or get super hot. The Woobin F5, just in case I need to illuminate an area with a whole lot of light. I keep an actual wet dry bag in here. So if I have a gym or a kid has a blowout, I can throw their clothes into this wet dry bag and then keep their clothes from getting anything else in this bag wet. Or opposite, if I need something to stay dry, let's say I got a really important garment or clothes or shoes or something like that, I can put the dry clothes in here, put it in here, and give one more layer of protection to keep those items completely dry. We also have in here a Matador 2-person blanket, which is great for when we ever go to these like soccer games and sports games and cheer events, to just lay that down and be able to sit down on a blanket with all my kids. A Petal headlamp just to illuminate stuff. This isn't a survival bag. These are items I don't touch very often. That's why I'm okay with them just living in this specific area. Now in here, I keep in this pocket specifically, you see it does include 2 little slip mesh areas in the top, and then there's an open area where you can kind of just put whatever you want to in there. I do keep my actual Insta360 1R, which is an action cam, which I would just pull out if I need to grab a quick shot, but it's just nice to have, and I don't use it as often as I want to, so it living in this bag has made life a lot easier. You've seen a lot of shots recently taken on that camera where normally I wouldn't even have that camera with me at all. So let's zip up this area. We'll show you the main compartment, but we can open this all the way, and this thing lays flat, and you can kind of see all the room that you have in here, just like that, for whatever you might want to put inside. So tons of room in the main compartment itself. So in here, I keep a Bose 700 headphones, full size over-the-ear headphones, and the bag is so big that I can actually keep my nutsack sling bag with the straps off. So when I get to my this is how I used it when I travel. When I get to my travel location, this bag stays in the hotel. This comes out, and this goes with me if I'm going on wherever I'm going for my travel locations. As long as I don't need anything rugged, then I can have this thing fully loaded out with diapers and stuff like that, because it's a diaper bag. So I like the fact that it is enough room to, it could be a travel bag inside of a travel bag. Tons of room in here. So in the very back here, you have this large slip pocket, which is designed for you to put a large tablet, or whatever you want back here, a rucking plate or whatever. I have a 15-inch OLED monitor, which I use from time to time, especially when I'm on travel. So I can take this thing out, have a full-size monitor, and be able to have a dual display set up from when I'm on the go. And that thing runs on its own battery. So all I need is an HDMI cable, and I can charge that with USB Type-C. But now you can come back here, you see that you've exposed the MOLLE webbing. So it gives you 3 rows of MOLLE. These are a common size pile webbing, so you can put stuff in there. Or if you want to, you could run a water bladder back here, or whatever the case may be. So the other side itself has a large zipper pocket, which, because it shares that space on the other side, I generally will only use this for travel, for underwear or shirts or whatever. You can stuff this up, but plenty of room inside of this thing. So now you can kind of see the bag basically empty. The only thing left that's inside of this bag is what they call the bomb-proof laptop compartment. It can hold up to a 16-inch laptop. I like the way this thing is incorporated. You can either keep a laptop in here or you can keep a rucking plate. So in here I have a 14-inch MacBook Pro, and this fits in here very easily. I like the fact that the actual laptop area is suspended. So it's less likely that your laptop bottoms out if you throw this thing on the ground or whatever. So I think this is a specific version of the GR2 and includes this internal flap, which helps with rigidity as you have this thing under load. I don't know if all of them include that, but this thing's a godsend for keeping the weight distributed evenly and when you're rucking this for a long time. So my recommendation from Uncle X, if you won't be missing any bills, going hungry, going into debt, this might be an upgrade path for you. For Marine X, I've already talked to you about if you have a bag doing 80% and you just have FOMO, don't let this be your FOMO bag. Comment down below, what do you think about the GoRuck GR2 Dyneema? What do you think about the name Dyneema? Do you think it's unique as I do? Because I actually like that name a lot. That's why I'm always stressing the word. But if this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, and I appreciate you once again for watching me run my grape. This is how you can win the VAR S3 Field White watch. You thought I forgot about that, didn't you? First off, all you need to do is comment down below, put #sand, as well as the favorite thing that you do or don't like about this bag, but your comment needs to have #sand in it. You also need to have your Instagram handle down there as well. 2 weeks from the posting of this video, I'm going to pick a name and I'm going to contact you via Instagram only. No other way is how I'm going to contact you. And I will literally send you this specific watch. I like it. I mean, I'm already wearing a VAR watch, so I don't need another one. But I don't own a white one yet. So good luck for you guys that are entering for that. If you're a channel member, you get 2 entries into that. So if a channel member comments down below, you get 2 entries into for the winning of this thing as well. So you up your chances winning by that much. Shout out to VAR for sponsoring this video once again. We will speak soon.